Constable Jeffrey Northrup dedicated his life to serving Toronto, spending more than 30 years on the force. Northrup was a familiar face at 52 Division, where he worked in the major crime units, a role he took on this past April after spending years training new officers for the fields.
That just speaks to the kind of quality of officer we had in Jeff.
Northrup was killed early Friday morning in what Toronto police are calling an intentional and deliberate act. The veteran officer was struck and killed in the underground parking lot of City Hall. He and his partner, dressed in plain clothes, had been responding to a robbery in progress when they were struck by a vehicle. Toronto police say the suspect was initially outside the vehicle. It is unclear what happened next, but police say there were other people in the vehicle.
Based on the evidence we have at this time, and I spoke to the lead investigator from the homicide squad, it was a deliberate and intentional act, and that's all really I can tell you at this point in time.
Both officers were rushed to hospital where Northrup was pronounced dead. His partner was treated and has since been released. Eyewitnesses described the scene as chaotic.
We saw like 3 special constables and then 2 cars which had a collision. And we also saw that the barricades of the parking lot, they were like broken.
Flags have been lowered at City Hall. Toronto's mayor spoke of the profound impact the loss has had on the city.
The most difficult parts of this job are parts that involve the loss of life. The loss of a police officer is a searing kind of tragedy for the whole city.
As mentioned, a charge of first-degree murder has now been laid in the case, a case that has left the city feeling shock and sadness. Sean O'Shea is outside 52 Division with more. Sean.
Alan, Jeffrey Northrup is the 41st Toronto police officer to die in the line of duty. Tonight he's being remembered by the general public and by emergency services workers for the loss. A group of Toronto firefighters arrived at 52 Division to pay respects, delivering flowers to the station where Constable Jeff Northrup was based. Northrup becoming the 41st Toronto police officer to lose his life in the line of duty.
He should be remembered as an outstanding police officer and a member of the community, and that's what he was.
The death of the 31-year policing veteran left Toronto Mayor John Tory struggling to find words.
Anytime these things happen, you feel a very great personal sense of loss. I do. And so it's devastating, and it's devastating for the city.
I was almost in tears.
Bradley Hitchcock took a long subway ride to come here. The former crossing guard worked in 3 police divisions. He says he wanted to support grieving officers.
It's really heartbreaking that people go to the ends like this.
Tributes poured in online. Ontario's Solicitor General said the heart of Ontarians are with the family. Premier Doug Ford said the province is mourning a devastating loss. And Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie sent her deepest condolences to Northrup's family.
I think it's horrible.
Northrup is the first active duty Toronto officer killed since 2013.
I think they have a really hard job, and they're probably targeted a lot right now for a lot of different reasons. But it doesn't justify murder ever or violence at all.
The head of the Toronto Police Association is John Reid.
We really would like the support of the people of Toronto in this time of need for this family and for this city.
Former criminal profiler Jim Van Allen says when one officer dies on the job, it affects everyone with a badge.
It's a loss for the entire Canadian policing community. And it's a time of personal reflection for each officer about the risk that they face daily.
And the possible sacrifice for those who serve in uniform. The painted seal on the sidewalk in front of the police division reads, Toronto Finest, now with 1 fewer among their ranks. As reported, Toronto police arrested a suspect on the scene, and late this afternoon they laid first-degree murder charges against him. 31-year-old Umar Zamir has been charged with first-degree murder. He made a first appearance at Old City Hall Court. He'll make another appearance on July the 23rd. And Toronto police homicide investigators are asking that if anyone had their vehicle parked at the Old City Hall garage, that they check their dash cam videos and then contact homicide investigators. Alan, back to you.
Thank you, Sean.